Swadika and hello guys, welcome to this week's Taste of Thailand show. And of course today I thought I could take you to another restaurant called Seafa Restaurant. This place has been well established in Thailand, so come and follow me and see what this place has to offer for you and me. Hello guys and welcome back to Taste of Thailand, and of course next to me is Kun Gorn. He is the managing director for the Seafa Restaurant. So let's welcome him to our show. Swadika.
สวัสดีครับ
Kun Gorn. So
Hi.
you are actually running or looking after this place, right?
Part of yes
Okay, but first I know this place has been established for
Okay.
at least
75 years.
75 years?
Yep.
Wow, it's probably the longest restaurant open in Thailand or
I
something.
have no idea with that but anyway
But
kind
then-
of yeah
Okay. Can you also tell our audience and of course to me as well about the history of Seafa Restaurant, how it all became the restaurant today?
Actually because it's very like I said 20 something years already, so
Right.
the history kind of like long, so I start with the beginning of it. The first restaurant was opened by my grandfathers, Mr. Pleng Ratchaibun, and my grandmother's is Arun Si Ratchaibun, who started the business from a very small tiny restaurant at Ratchawong Road.
Okay. Was that their first business that they opened, as in the food side?
Yeah, right. It's on Ratchawong Road in Chinatown, in
Okay.
Thailand.
Oh.
I call them Sampeng, right?
Something, I know
Yeah.
that place, okay.
And it's on Sampeng and Ratchawong Road. And the first time they opened kind of like a fruit and ice cream shops. They have a fresh ice cream. By that time, not so many people have ice cream because we don't have refrigerator in Thailand. So they make a fresh ice cream every day. And
All homemade.
homemade, yeah,
Yes.
right. And because of my grandmother's a fruit seller, so they combine both ice cream and fruit. And then after that, start more of food side. For example, like khao na pet or rice with roast duck or
Right.
noodles and other kind of things.
Okay.
And that's the start. And after we expand business from just only a small ice cream and fruit shop and
Right.
combined with other menus, we start doing our menu our own.
Okay.
Maybe confused a little bit because
mixture.
before that we not make our own dish of food. Basically get from other partners
Okay.
around the area or around the shops. And after we developed ourselves to the second shops or third or fourth, we start to
have your own recipes
We
and-
have our own recipe, our own menus, but on the basic concept of try to maintain the flavor profile from that date.
Right.
And since the second and third shops, we have our own recipe, we make our own ingredients, and we also create our own menus. And a lot of menus that in Seafa Restaurant right now is collect from what happened since then until now.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
And after we been established for like 40, 60 years, we start to expand faster than that. We become like 10, and right now it's 18 restaurants.
Wow.
Including-
So you have 18 altogether right now.
Right now, just
Discussion
only
around
for
Bangkok.
Seafa brand, right?
Right.
But for Seafa Group, we also have other brand also, such as Im Thai Ramen. We start one shops in Lumpini, Q House Lumpini or Life Center.
Okay.
We also have a Seafa delivery after we expand for a while. We have a bakery section which have start from ice cream since that date.
Right.
Until now we have European bakeries, bread, puff and pie also.
Okay.
We also do catering outside the restaurant to any
special
place.
events and
Yeah,
okay.
right.
But I understand that Seafa, people knows a lot about Seafa Restaurant for its ice cream as well.
Yeah.
Because it's homemade. What kind of flavors are there that is different from other places?
We call it I don't know. I call it like.
The original taste.
No,
of...
not original though. I have a name for it. I call it ice cream สงครามโลก or like World War ice cream. The reason is this: the ice cream since back then, normally ice cream made from milk and sugar.
Right.
But in Thailand we don't have milk. We have condensed milk.
Oh yes.
Yeah, right. And so we start the ice cream from condensed milk, and make ice cream from
That
that.
must taste quite different.
It's make a different taste though, but after that we try to maintain that flavor. Until now we still try to make that flavor come from milk and eggs. Right now we use like Italian machine, but the flavor still is the same to back then. So if you are like your grandfathers or someone who have been eating ice cream at Sifa for a long time, they still can get the same flavors.
Well,
Here.
to be funny enough, my dad's uncle, I just realised that they actually, when they got married at the Sifa restaurant in Siam Square.
Oh, really?
On the second floor.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
So there you
Oh.
go. It's very popular amongst our family too.
Oh, same place to my mom.
Really?
Yeah, they married when Sifa Siam Square was open.
Ah, on the second floor too.
On the second floor, actually, definitely.
At least we've got something in common now then.
And for the ice creams, we claim though, because like my grandmother is a fruit seller, my grandfather making ice cream,
Right.
and they invent one thing, durian ice cream. Not kind of like leftover, but not good enough to sell as a durian fruit. They bring it to mix with ice creams and then make a durian ice cream. That's why Sifa have a very good, strong flavor durian ice cream.
Very rich as well. I mean, a lot of people have been talking about your ice creams.
Yes.
You know, how wonderful they are, how rich in taste it is, like Turin and the coffee, the traditional Thai coffee style. So, yeah. So what other main dishes do you have here that are very popular amongst your fans of Sifa restaurants?
Each person has their own favorite
Favorites,
menus.
Right.
For example, myself, I like khao na pet, roast duck over rice. I like my favorite mixed ingredient noodles, or we call bami hang asawin.
Very gorgeous.
Yeah, and someone I also love myself khanom jeep or steamed dumpling,
Okay.
and the fresh spring roll. That's 4 of my favorite. But for someone else, I'm not sure. But
A
all
variety of noodles and
variety of noodles, all one dish.
okay.
A lot of them clay pot dish, and also a big dinner dish. Like for Thai people, you know, when Thai people have a main dish for evening, we also
Right.
have variety of that also.
Okay.
But many people knows about Sifa from one dish menus, such as khao na gai,
Khao na gai,
Yeah,
which is
like-
chicken over rice. And
chicken
with
stew
gravy.
or rice with fried eggs.
Okay.
Maybe ก๋วยเตี๋ยวราดหน้าเนื้อสับ which is minced beef ราดหน้า
With fat noodles.
with the flat
gravy.
noodle. Yeah. But we have the special taste of putting Thai chili paste inside, which is not so many people doing that.
Very different from other places, so
Yeah,
anyway, for
right.
sure. But but in a few seconds, we're going to be heading towards the kitchen. So you're going to be telling us to cook or one of the foods, right?
Yeah,
One
sure.
of the
I
dishes.
explain some of them.
Okay, so let's go in.
From December 15, 2008 onwards, the ASEAN Charter officially comes into effect. The Charter will help develop ASEAN as a rule-based organization, enhancing its international credibility and stature. ASEAN Charter for ASEAN Peoples. ASEAN, 10 nations, 1 community.
Well guys, of course we are standing inside the kitchen and this is our chef over here, and of course what we're going to be making today?
I call it imi.
Imi.
Yes, it's a kind of like a baked noodles in
Okay.
clay pot, which will have like a very, I don't know how to say, it's full flavors of noodles and soup inside,
Ah, wow.
but it's dry.
Okay.
You
But
will
it's
see
one-
when I explain.
Okay. But it's one of the popular dishes in Seafar restaurant
Yes.
anyway.
You have to wait for 15 minutes for this one.
Wow. Okay. So these are all the ingredients. What do we have?
First one is noodles.
Okay.
This is
It's very special.
special made noodles. We have our own recipe and own kind of like production line for noodles. That can create our own flavors, which we can't find
Anywhere else at all. And of course, it's different to any other noodles because it's a lot softer and more tastier, right?
Yes, right.
Okay. And then we also have other ingredients as well.
Other ingredients would be sliced ham
Okay.
and shredded chicken and one of the Chinese vegetable which I don't know in English,
Okay.
and I call it kun chai
Fin chai.
in Chinese
Okay.
or gui chai khao in Thai.
Okay. It's similar kind to spring onions-ish. But
Yeah.
we can find out later for you guys, so don't worry.
And very important ingredients for this dish is soup,
Okay.
because we're gonna fry the noodle first and then we're gonna put the soup inside and make the noodles soft again
Ah.
from the soup. So the flavor of the soup will get into the noodles that almost dry from the fries.
Ah,
So we'll
okay.
see later.
Okay. So
I'll let
first you heat up the oil. A lot of oil, I see. This is the oil, is that the soup?
That's the oil
Okay.
for frying the noodle
Do
first.
it first. So how long do we used to fry the noodles for? To make it nice and crispy, or is it just to
Until
get...
it's like puffed up and crispy and dry.
and then
Keep
you...
the colors.
Okay.
Won't be long though.
So how long does the noodles normally take to make?
I'm sorry?
How long does the noodles normally take to make? The production of making your noodles.
Oh, it's
Before it
2-3 hours.
2-3 hours?
Yes. It's like on the production we have to mix everything, needle them, the same to pasta.
Wow!
After they fry,
huge.
yeah,
Okay.
and they just like put the soup inside the dry noodles that's already crispy and
Okay.
make them soft again. Right now he's putting in some of the Chinese whiskey,
Alcohol, whiskey,
Yeah.
and a bit of soy sauce,
a little bit of soy sauce, and
white pepper.
and just a little bit of sugar.
Of course, all Thai food or Chinese food all contain sugar.
Yes,
as well,
but
so-
we not Thai tend to use too much sugar in Seafar. We don't use any MSG or any much sugar. Sugar just like to cut the salty flavor from the soy sauce. And that's
Okay.
it. Now they use a high heat until the noodles suck in the flavor of the soup and the liquid evaporate out.
Ah, okay.
And that's left only the flavor from in the noodles.
Wow. So the noodles can you actually buy anywhere on the supermarket shelves or?
Right
You
now,
can't.
not much, but you can use the same technique for other kind of noodles.
Okay.
But if you want the same flavors exactly to Seafar, you
Yeah,
have to
come
come to yeah, right.
Of course.
But this technique can other restaurants use the same technique, I guess, but they use different noodles.
Uh-huh.
That's why we have a very unique taste of us.
Okay.
And after they finish soaking the noodle with the soup for a while, they can put in a clay pot and let them bake until it's very, very soft and crispy on the bottom.
Ah, okay.
And at the end, they will put some of these 3 ingredients on top, cover a little bit, and then serve. This will take you
At least
a while.
a
like
while?
10
minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. So in 10 minutes we come back and see what we're going to be doing next to finish the dish off.
This menus, if you want to order, you better order when you start coming, sit down, and then
Order it straight away.
Straight
or
away.
if you know you're going to come to Seafar, pick up the phone and pre-order firsthand. Right? Okay. Well guys, it has been 10 minutes and of course now I'm going to look at our lovely, wonderful noodles and see if it's ready or not. And if the soup has all soaked into the noodles as
Yes.
well. Okay.
okay.
So we have a look. So you were saying earlier on that if somebody orders this dish and if the noodle is not like stuck to the bottom of the pot, it means that it's
It's mean not cooked properly.
properly.
Yeah.
So you guys remember that and complain.
It have to be stick on the bottom, and you have to scrape the bottom out, and that's the best part of it.
Yes. So if it doesn't appear to be like that, do complain to the general manager of the Seafar restaurant.
Please do. Please do.
Okay.
Right.
And a few more minutes, or is it nearly ready?
จะเสร็จยังได้แล้วชัวร์แล้วครับอีกแป๊บนึง
Sure. You sure? As you can see, the soup is being soaked into the noodles, and the noodles are actually getting pretty sticky with the pot. So it's getting there, guys.
So the chef have to come back and open it and then
Checking every now and
Checking
again,
every
turn it
now-
over to make sure it's
right.
cooked all over.
Right. So when you open up the clay pot when they serve, a little bit of soy sauce on the
On top?
soy with vinegar on top, just a little bit, and then mix everything together.
For the
including-
seasoning, right? So you have a
Yes.
different kind of taste.
Yeah,
as
that
well,
should give
noodles.
like a nice and good smell because the pot's still hot, and then when you add a little sauce inside, it will come up.
So do you have to go to many restaurants to see what other restaurants are up to with their food and ingredients and recipes and menus?
Sorry?
Do you have to go to many restaurants because you're like working in this kind of, you know, the food industry? Therefore, do you have to go to different restaurants to see what they're up to with their recipes and menus?
I mean at Sifa.
For you personally?
Oh, for me, I'm not on that part actually.
Okay.
I'm kind of like advise them on how to make the restaurant beautiful because my background is different from not only chef though, not
Right.
only cooking. I was an architect before,
Wow.
so I'm
Okay.
checking on the atmosphere, environment, also marketing and food.
Of course, it's part of. So a second ago, he just put all the sliced ham.
Sliced ham and shredded noodles, and there's the Chinese veg
Okay.
inside, and then just let it cook for a while, and then they can be served.
Okay. Does he cook all over or just leave it on top and then just
Just
steam?
leave on top, and the customer will be the one who makes everything.
Ah, okay. And that should be it, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, there you go, guys.
And that's will be ready to serve.
And she says it's ready. So if you want to come over and check out what it looks like.
From December 15, 2008 onwards, the ASEAN Charter officially comes into effect. The Charter will help develop ASEAN as a rule-based organization, enhancing its international credibility and stature. ASEAN Charter for ASEAN Peoples. ASEAN, 10 nations, 1 community.
And of course, guys, this is one of my favourite parts, is the sitting down and tasting of all these wonderful dishes. And obviously, this was a dish that we made earlier on in
Yes.
the kitchen.
Yes, right.
And could you explain to me what other 4 dishes we have here as well?
The first one, that one is Chinese steamed dim sum.
Okay,
We made our own dim sum also.
as well.
Yes.
And it's
right.
pork or is it
Pork.
pork and shrimps?
Pork and crab.
Oh, okay. And it's sprinkled with garlic, deep fried garlic, right?
Deep fried garlic.
To make that lovely kind of smell and the
smell, yes, right.
taste in the texture and the taste even.
Okay.
Okay. And next one we have.
This one is the most all-time favorite.
Okay.
The number one at Sifa.
And for you as well, right?
Yes, right. It's a breast chicken over rice and fried egg. This
okay.
one we have been adjust from what the original of the original.
Okay. What
for
was the
long.
original then?
Normally, when people see this, will be look a little bit whiter than what we have,
Okay.
and the flavor is just a little bit lighter than what we do at Sifa.
Okay. Okay. And then we have this special wonderful noodles.
The mixed ingredient noodles or banh mi heng asawin.
Okay. And it's dried noodles, guys.
It's right. Yep, right.
And a mixture of everything you can possibly think of.
Yeah, fish ball, shrimp ball,
Sweet pork as well, and barbecue pork.
barbecue pork, yes, and the Sifa noodles, definitely. This one have a history a little bit.
Oh, what
it was
history do we
named-
have on here?
It was named. It was named after the customer,
Right.
or the group of customer who is a general policeman, and long that they always have extra ingredients for the noodles.
So it's like a special dish on the side for the
Yes,
this
right.
men.
And then when other customer came in and saw this dish, they also asked the waitress that, okay, I want one of the same to that policy, or atsawin. So it's become like bami hang atsawin after.
But aswin, as you mentioned earlier on, that aswin in Thai,
Means
it used,
it's mean like a common word when people call in general in
Okay.
the police side.
so inspiration for this dish is from the police that
Yeah,
came
right,
to
right.
your restaurant. Okay,
Right.
and then last we have
Last one is a baked rice noodle with sea bass and bacons and mushroom and ginger. This one is one of a very favorite one also.
okay.
It have a lot of full, strong flavor of ginger and bacon with sea bass.
Okay, so which one should we try first? Because it seems all very rich and very.
The good things about
Delicious.
seafood food is that you can have everything in the same time.
Okay,
You don't
because
have to.
it's going to go down our digestive system anyway.
No,
right?
I mean that everything have its unique flavors, so
Okay.
you don't have to think much about what you're going to have. Everything you're gonna put in your mouth going to be very good.
Okay, so which one would you think I should start off with first?
Noodles,
Okay,
still hot. This one is the one we just saw.
of course,
And
as we made in the
Yes,
kitchen.
you add just a little bit of Chinese vinegar inside,
Okay,
and then
mix
you
all
have
up.
to mix everything before you start.
So how long have you been managing Seafar at the moment?
I've been back here after I went to study in New York for 4 years,
Okay.
4 to 5 years. This is my I start my 5th year.
Okay. So what do you do? What did you study in America?
I went there for culinary art at CIA.
Okay.
It's Culinary Institute of America, not the one with the gun.
Okay.
Okay.
So you actually studied culinary course before for 1 year, right?
It's 2 years program.
Okay. And
Oops. Oh.
that's right. So you finished as a chef, another word.
Yes, but just a cooking school though. We won't call
Thank you.
ourselves a chef until we work for 10 years in the kitchen. So
Okay.
we decide we always kidding with my friends who went to school there that if you want to be a chef, you have to work in the kitchen
At
after
least.
school for 10 years, not just only finish school and call us chef.
Okay.
Okay, so we just call it someone who knows about food.
Basically like a food assistant or food advisor. So don't you want to become a chef yourself then, rather than actually managing in the, this side, the marketing or?
The point I went to that school because I planned myself to come. I managed myself to come back to help my family run the business,
Okay.
run the restaurant.
And you're the third generation, right?
Yes, right. Before I went there, I was working as an interior architect. I graduated from King Mongkut Institute of Technology, Lagapang,
Okay.
and then working for 2 years. And then after I realized that I have to come back and study, and working.
By choice or it's destined that you have to come and continue your family's business?
Both though, like mix and match,
Okay.
thinking thought. But one point is that if you know nothing about food, you can't run a proper restaurant. So better know something about it.
You gotta have the love or the passion anyway to be in the entertainment, service kind of industry.
It's kind of like in the blood already.
Okay. So do you see yourself having your own restaurant one day in the future?
I try to. I have
you
my
try
own.
to, or do you want to?
I try to. I try to. I try to. Yeah. Not kind of like I want to, but I try to run it someday on my own, on my really own way. But it have to be after everything is
It's completed, right?
settled down.
So what kind of food or restaurant are you hoping to open? I mean, I have my own dreams as well.
Yeah.
That I want to open a cafe with cakes and saying, coffees and any girl's dream. But that would be much later on in the future as well, because I have my own family business too. But for you, what do you?
I try. I don't know how to say. The restaurant that not lying to the customer. That's what I'm thinking of right now. True flavors, basically from similar to Sifas.
Okay.
That we won't lie the flavors to the customers. We try to
Enhance the...
pull out the flavor of whatever we are making, and not try to sincere with the customer from the flavors what we have, but on the European side or on the Italian side that I went to school, and somehow mix and match, but not fusion.
Okay. Also,
Just like-
because that's all restaurants doing lots of Thai fusion with...
Yes, because of I thinking of flavors and ingredients don't have boundaries between countries. Food is food. Like Sifa is mix and match between Thai and Chinese, but actually it's we use the ingredients what we have, and we use the knowledge what we have, and then put it up into one dish, and we make sure that this dish is good to the customer to have it. So that's what I'm saying, that we try to pull out the true flavors.
Okay. So I have to say these noodles are very, very delicious, and the noodles are very soft as well.
Thank you.
And it's really, really good. But of course, we have to try other dishes as well. So should I get started? That one first? I'm going to use the forks. And in most dim sum, you always dip the dim sum in this is it soy sauce, or is it the Chinese vinegar mix?
It's a mix between vinegar and sugar, a little bit sweet and sour. Very good with dim sum.
It's really good.
All right. And the next one, I would ask you to try this one.
I understand at the moment you also have like a special Chinese or the vegetarian cuisines, right?
I'm sorry?
At the moment you have a special cuisine like for vegetarian.
Oh,
possibly.
yes, right. Right now, we, until the end of the season, like the Tesakan J or the vegetarian
Festival.
festival, we do have create some other menus as well. And mainly for that one, we try to use many ingredients. Most mushroom and vegetables. We also have we design a puff pastry that can be matched to the belief of the vegetarian people, which have spinach stuffing and mushroom stuffing.
Oh, very nice.
Yep.
This was very good as well. I love the rice and how it's all mixed with the gravy and the chicken, right?
The chicken, right? And it's go good with scallion
Okay.
and fried Chinese sausage as well. That's one on the side. You
Which
can
is
try it.
lovely as well. Okay, so let's try this dish next.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can we use the same spoon?
Okay. That's the sea bass. First.
Okay. Deep fried first, right? In batter.
Fry first, yes, and then bake with the noodles after that.
Wow.
And the brown sauce and the noodles.
You can taste the
and,
ginger as well.
Yeah, and bacons go good together.
Thank you. And it's also very good because the butter is not thick, and you can actually taste the fish, the texture of the fish itself,
Yeah.
which is very good.
Yeah. This one used to be like a one big main dish though. Like we cook without noodles, and my grandfather saw that Thai people love to have everything over noodles, like a regular latna. So he decided to make it smaller than like a main dish, and put it over the flat noodles, and then put the lid on, and
Okay.
then bake them.
I have
So
to
it's become
say,
good.
the noodles are very, 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 very delicious because you can actually have that kind of like after the smell, the smokiness of the noodles. It's very nice.
We have like almost 10 to 15 dish of this
Flat
clay pot.
noodles, right?
No, clay pot dish.
Oh, right, okay.
Both like egg noodles, flat noodles, and rice also.
Okay. Well, guys, unfortunately, it is the end of our show for today, and we still have another dish to try as well. But you guys have to come here for yourself and taste all this wonderful cuisine on your own.
All right,
So,
thank you.
thank you. We're going to continue eating ourselves
Okay,
then.
right.
As you know, there are many seafood restaurants scattered around Bangkok, but this place is one for you to come and visit because it's very, very convenient, and of course, it is situated in Central World. But for now, it is time for me to go, and see you again next week in another Taste of Thailand show. สวัสดีค่ะ Goodbye.